Morning. Happy Sunday. What are we up to? I need to keep checking before I start the video. So we're the 9th of March. All quiet. There's plenty happening in here this time yesterday. So shearing, I just didn't have time to do any videoing yesterday. I've got a little bit on my phone that I might stitch in, but yeah, 4 shearers, a couple of rouseabouts and a classer, and the boys did about 820. There was about 800 ewes to do, and then there was a few crossbred lambs and odds and ends, and Tiny the pet, he got a haircut as well. So yeah, it was an all-day job. We vaccinated the ewes as well, so it was just Tony and I yesterday. Pretty tough going. They just when they've got lambs on board, they just, trying to get them in, especially with the noise, trying to get them into the catching pens. They would step in the gate, do a U-turn and want to come back out at you. So pretty big, a lot of pushing and shoving and that sort of stuff going on. So, but yeah, we got there in the end. The poor old doggos, they've had a huge day. I haven't sighted them this morning. I didn't lock them up last night. It was still pretty warm, so, but yeah, they were about pooped last night, so they did a very good job. So yeah, everything went really smoothly. Really good crew. 4 young blokes. A couple of them had been here before, but yeah, they got them done, had a bit of a laugh, which was good. So this morning, I've just got to shuffle some sheep around this morning, and then feed up. The pivots finished on the corn last night. It's playing up. I don't know what's going on. If you watched the last video, we thought we had trouble with the oil sender on the motor for the, we call it, it's a Murphy switch or a watchdog, or it's basically a safety switch on the motor. So if the oil pressure drops, it shuts the motor down. So I have replaced one before, I reckon. The motor's done about 6,500 hours. So I flew over on Friday afternoon and got another one, and it did sort of half a circle and then it stopped again. So I don't know whether there was a spike in the water pressure or what, but then when I restarted it yesterday morning, I had all intentions to get up and do a bit on the air card yesterday morning, but I went down and restarted the pivot and then it finished the circle. So I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But anyway, so plan is I want to get the loosened pivot going again today. Lambs have been pushed back. They were supposed to be going today. They've been pushed back to later on the week with the cyclone. So we've been going to an abattoirs in Colac in Victoria with all our other lambs, and these ones, just with the freight's getting a bit dear to send them down there, so we were going to send them abattoirs in Junee, but apparently a lot of the lambs that get killed there go into Queensland, and with the cyclone, of course, they can't send them up there, so they've pushed us back to later on this week, so I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully I'll find out today or tomorrow what's going on there. So yeah, but getting close to lambing, so we're just trying to line a few ducks up as far as lambing paddocks and that sort of stuff. We don't have a hell of a lot of feed on the ground at the moment with the dry weather, so that's a bit of a concern, but we'll just try and shuffle stuff around and get them in the right spots. We do have a bit of fencing. I was talking to Tony about it yesterday. I've got a bit of fencing over at our dairy block that I want to get up. And then we'll lamb the single ewes down over there. Dry ewes won't have a lamb on them. So we'll lamb them down over there, and the plan is to sow that block in pasture. So oats, vetch, and we've got a pasture mix coming, clover and some ryegrass. So the plan is to sow that whole block over there. So once the lambs are big enough to move, we can open the gates and they'll have pasture there on hand. Whether we pre-water, whether we dry sow, I haven't got that far yet. We'll just, my priority is to get this bloody air cart operational this week, and I'll get the guys to get all this other stuff organised. So anyway, we'll grab the buggy wherever it is, and yeah, we'll shift some ewes about, and then we'll get a bit of feed out for them. old train now to the lolly cart. So just got a mixture of there's corn, there's a bit of everything there, barley, a few oats in it. So these are the ones that are going to go this week sometime. But yeah, we'll give all the sheep the same now. So yeah, I think I have said it's easier to, well, especially the lambs, obviously we're trying to get them fat to sell, but the ewes, it's a lot easier to keep condition on them when the job's dry than what it is to try and get condition on them. It's bloody near impossible, but you can maintain their condition pretty easily. Yeah, but if you're starting from a low base, they're stupid. Why can't we just have a gear stick rather than a stupid electronic to go in and out of full drive? Gear stick would be much easier like we used to have. Anyway, sorry, I'll get sidetracked. Yeah, so no, we're trail feeding all the lambs now. So yeah, and then we've got some self feeders in with the larger mob that will yeah, I think they're actually empty. So we'll just try and get a bit of grain in them just to get them finished, so we can yeah, sell them. One thing I did do the other day when I was in Fiddly was get a couple of new nozzles, so we're not swapping them between machines anymore. What's happened is they've updated the phone app for the irrigators, and we've actually discovered, and it's both machines, the degrees where you set a stop has moved. So usually at 190 degrees you can see where the line in the loosen where we cut hay, that's where it stops, and this is where it's stopping now. Not ideal, but anyway, so we'll fire it up and just walk it backwards to get it off the gate. I want to change the oil in the motor, and this one it's due to be done, so before we run it, but yeah, not ideal. Anyway, it could have walked through the whole lot of them, I suppose, too. Anyway, we'll get these on. Wind's up, no rain. Yeah, they did have quite a bit of rain forecast for us today originally, but a week ago, but it's a bit like the pub with no beer. It just a week out. Anyway, is what it is. It's funny, people reckon sheep are stupid, which they're probably 50% correct. These ewes haven't been fed this year at all, and yeah, I know what the red card is. So they've got a very good memory. They mightn't be that smart, but they have got a good memory. At least with their jackets off, you get a good look at them, and you get to see, they've got good cover across their back hips. They're not sort of bony, and obviously they're round. They're quite round because they're full of lamb, but they've got good cover across their back spine and their back hips and their front shoulders. So yeah, there's a few here that actually probably aren't that far off lambing, to be honest. Yeah, I reckon maybe probably a week. Generally we're a week before their due date, as a rule of thumb. Set it running for a little bit to warm it up, and walked it off the fence. Apologies for the wind. Hello Jessica. Hello Barry. The dog goes with me.
don't actually have a filter. I think we've used the last, but anyway, an oil change would be better than nothing. Oh, come on. I'll just pull the dipstick out a little bit just so it lets the air get in and it runs out a bit quicker. Delicious. Anyway, get a rag there. We'll let that drain. We'll duck out the back and fuel the pump up out there for the use out there, and might have a quick drive around them, and then yeah, we'll come back and chuck some fresh oil in it, and yeah, get it up and going. It's about 7:30. It's gonna rain. Looks like it's gonna. So I'll just show you. It's blowing its ass off, and the dust. See the dust now in the back here. Irrigator's still going, I think. Hopefully, the light's still flashing. Yeah, look at the dust. Jesus. Thankfully, it's not coming off our place. A little bit lifting out here on the loosen, but yeah. There is rain coming, hopefully, so hopefully it doesn't just rain mud. But anyway, we're going to get out of this because it's pretty ordinary. Morning. We have had a bit of rain, so I actually haven't measured it, but it might be 2 or 3 mil. I'd be surprised if there's much more than that. It is reasonably humid. It's sort of still hanging around out to the north, so we'll just see what happens. Has settled the dust at the very least, which is nice because everything was getting a bit powdery. A bit deja vu-y here, so I'll have another crack at this. If you watched a couple of videos ago, I think, yeah, I'd run out of welding gas, so we should be right now. I've got a bit more plate for the front of this axle so we can get that pull made up. Got a bit of shaft. I've had these plates here in the steel rack for God knows how long that I'd bought somewhere, so I'm going to use them for the pivot, and it's a bit of 1 3/4 inch shaft. It does go in there, I have had it in one, so I'm going to use that as the pivot on the pull when the pull comes up to the back of the cart. So I have to get basically all this done, and I can make to effectively here, and then we need to get the cart out and get the AC, back the bar up to it, so we can get a length really. So yeah, it's not going to be a difficult one. It should work out okay. So I'll get to finish welding this out. I do have a plate here to go on the bottom and the gussets to go on the top. A couple of you guys suggested it needed some gusseting. You just need to be patient, you blokes. I can only do so much, but yeah, we'll get that on and weld it out, and then that'll sort of be finished then, and we can look at getting the small seeds box up. But I'd really like to just concentrate on getting it back on its wheels to start with, and then we can muck around with that small seeds box in time. Pivot, so I've got the pivot going on the loosen out here. It's nearly finished its half. Where is it? It's just here around the corner. When it gets back around to the fence in the middle, you can see it there, hopefully. It's just here, just the other side of the tank there. When it gets round, because it's got the permanent fence in the middle, there is a couple of gates that we need to open on this side so it doesn't walk into the fence. The pivot motor seems to be running all right now with that new pressure switch. So anyway, it's just is what it is with that one. This tank's full, it's overflowing. We need to pump a bit of water around at some point in time. Josh, I went and picked the truck up yesterday afternoon. Josh had graded seeds, so we've got the seconds there from him to give to some sheep so it can be emptied out. And yeah, it's just, yeah, plenty going on. So once we get sort of, this job's probably holding us up a little bit, and we need to get it done, and then we can start and put a bit of seed in the ground. And I'm not going to pre-water, I don't think. I think I'll just thinking about it. I think we're better off dry sowing and then watering up. So I might try and get Tony on the next day to get him onto the metering units and get them rebuilt. Yeah, but we've got fencing to do, and there's a plethora of things that we could be doing. So anyway, I'll get to and get into this. Got that welded out, so that's what we're going to do there. So I'll fully weld that now, and hopefully that'll stop it from falling off. And then I've got a couple of to put up the top here too. Bear with me. I'll bang that on there. Just got to notch the corner out so it sits in flush. Should do the job. Should stop it from falling off. Hopefully. Yeah. Nah, it's coming along. So just had a couple of other jobs we had to do. So that's what I've done. Just fully welded that on. And then across the top there. So hopefully that'll do the trick. Fully welded him underneath there. Yeah, see how it goes. We'll just keep an eye on it. And, yeah, hopefully it does the trick. So we'll get back onto this now. It's pretty humid still. Anyway. Yeah, so now just going to work out this plate off the front here with the bush and yeah, hopefully it's all going to work alright, but I can't see why it won't. Alright, we've had to, what do we have to do? Had to go to town. My mum and dad are in town. Mum rings me this morning, you can't come in, there's something died in the roof of the house and we can smell it. So I had to go in and hop up into the roof and have a look around for whatever's died, but I say it, whether it's a mouse or a rat or something, so it might be in the wall cavity, and yeah. I said, I open the windows, you'll be right. Anyway, yeah, and I had to go back to Finley to sort a bit more of this paperwork stuff out, so I think we're having a win there, which is good. In the meantime, the boys have been finished doing fire breaks, and yeah, we've got a bit of fence out the back to pull down where we've been refencing, just a little bit of boundary fence, so they took the backhoe out there and they're going to get into that in the morning. I'm just here doing these plates, just cleaning them up, so I'm going to cut that bush in a minute, so that should, oh son of a bish, it's a bit tight. Anyway, we'll get that to go in there. We might even be able to just, I'm going to stick it in the lathe anyway, so I might be able to just machine a step in it to fit. If we come around here, I just ran a string line through earlier on from side to side just to give us our height in the middle, and we just need to work on that to see how it's going to work out. But anyway, that will go on there like that, and there'll be a top plate and a bottom plate with that bush in the middle, and that's what we'll pull off. That's a bit heavy, that. So yeah, it's probably overkill the size of that, but anyway, it's just what I had, and it's going to match the rest of it because the rest of it's probably overkill as well. So I'll cut that bush back and yeah, just machine up the end. So what I've got is, so I'm going to cut a bush 100 mil, a fraction, probably 95, just to give us a bit of clearance. So you'll have a double plate with that bit of bush, wherever it is. Oh, come here, now the phone's going to ring. So that'll go on there. Hang on, I'll just answer the phone. I'm back. So once we've got those two plates on there with the bush in it, I've got a bit of 200 by 100 mil box that we'll come out with, and then that will hook onto the pull to the back of the air cut. That's the plan. So we've still got to make up the plates for these arms. These adjustable arms will go to that bit of box section, and then it'll turn and effectively turn these things. So with the axles on them. So anyway, I might cut that off, stick that in the saw and cut it off, and then we can machine. I don't have to machine the inside, which is good. I probably should, but I'm not going to. So yeah, I'll just machine 25 mil on either end of it, just so it fits in that hole. They're just a little bit tight, so which is fine.
And then the other plates are here, and they'll go onto the box section with a bush in it as well. I've got enough there to make 3 bushes, and then there's a bit of shaft there I've had from another job, so that'll go up. We'll put a grease nipple in that part of it so we can grease it. Should come together right. Didn't need much. Perfect. What sort of happened is when I've cut that hole, it's just the angle the oxy torch was on, so we've got a bit of it's basically the hole's bigger on this side than what it is the other side, so you can see there I haven't machined it all the way the full depth. And then I've just put a light chamfer on the edge just to give us somewhere to weld. So we'll drop that in there like that. I'll tack that on, and then I'll flip it, grab the other plate and I'll flip it over and I'll tack the other one, and I've just got to make sure everything's square and parallel. And then we can tack it on here. I forgot to drill it. Yeah. I was going to drill that and put a grease nipple in it, so I might do that before I go any further. Forgot about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. I just do it with the cordless drill anyway. Yeah, before I put the other plate in. Other plate on. Got this little drilling and tapping chart. I actually should try and get another one because this one's about done, but what it's got is it's just conversion from metric to imperial, and then it also gives by the decimal equivalent. So, for instance, where are we? Just trying to find it. I can't find it. Where is it? It's not even on there. So yeah, basically 1/8 in imperial is 125 thou. Is what I was trying to tell you. So yeah, and then it gives the metric equivalent, but also it gives you drilling and tapping sizes. So we're over here, we're at BSPT, so I call it or a gas thread effectively. So 1/8 gas, we need an 8.2 mil drill bit. So if that makes any sense to you, but yeah, pretty handy little book. This I've had it for years, but I need to don't use it that often, but it is handy for this sort of job. So I'll just centre pop that, drill it with the drill, and then I've got my eighth, and you can see it's probably actually, you know, it's 8 mil and it's quite a fine thread. I don't know. It's just what I've got a box of them there. I don't know what, from another job. I think it was from back in my when I did my trade. We used to use 8th gas for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll get it centre popped and drilled. Done it in two. Do it in 2 steps. Just easy to get the drill bit through being so thick. Oh, and that drill bit's not very sharp. Tapping compound that we use on the threads. What it's called, Trifolex. Good stuff. Just don't use it when it gets hot because it becomes carcinogenic. Anyway, hopefully. Probably could have went up a size with the drill, but it's the way it feels. But anyway, this will be alright. Got to go steady. Don't need to go that deep because the grease nipple, which I'll show you, it's only got, you know, 5 or 6 mil of thread, so we don't need to get too carried away. It'll screw in there all right. What I'll do is I'll take that out now while we're welding it, and just so it doesn't get too hot. And then yeah, once it cools, we'll screw him back in, and Robert's your mother's brother.
bit of spark on my hand. Try and get them parallel as best we can. So then we'll get that, and we'll probably won't do it now. Might nearly time. I'll probably weld that up now and let it cool, and then put it on the next video, I think. But what will happen is I've got this bit of 200 by 100 there. So effectively, I can just show you what I'm going to do here. It's not too hot to pick up. That will go like that. And then obviously we've got these couple of plates here that I need to put a bush in as well. That'll go like that. And then our arms for our steering will attach to that. So that will effectively swing from side to side and obviously steer the wheels. I don't know how long I'll make that yet. I'll probably lop him off about there somewhere, and then these other plates that I've got, and that bit of shaft there, I've got, I think there's 8 of these. I think there's 8 of them. They will, which way are they going to go? They'll go on there like that, and then from there we'll go to the back of the bar. But I don't know what that measurement's going to be yet. But we can make everything, you know, to here, and then whether we use a bit of that 100. I was just looking on, they're all different obviously. I was just looking on the first cart, the Simplicity cart. It just had a bit of that 100 by 100 box, and then it had, I think the guys, the farmers themselves, that actually ran a couple of bits of 100 down each side of them just to give it a bit of strength, or a bit of extra strength. And then the bore gold, it was a bit different again. I think it was quite heavy, like that to the back of the bar. Whether it needs to be that heavy, I don't know. I don't actually think. We'll have a quick look while we're talking to you. We'll have a quick look. What do we got? Yeah, I don't have anything, I don't reckon, with any guts in the side of it. So yeah, we might try that anyway and just see how it goes. I think it's 5mm, this RHS, and then you put a strip of 100mm down each side of it. It's going to be pretty sturdy. So, and then yeah, I've got a bit of an idea how to hook it up to the back of the bar. I've got this ring feeder here that I've had for a long time, that I bought for another job. So we could put that at the end of the pull and then put a hook. I've got a hook to go that we can use as well. So whether that's going to be strong enough, I don't know. But anyway, you're getting a gist of what's going on. So I'll weld this, I might sign off here, I'll weld this up. Once it cools in the morning, we can handle it. Yeah, we'll reconvene tomorrow and get that on. And I've got a guy come to grab some of this vetch seed that we got the other day, because we don't need all of it, so we're going to sell 5 or 6 tonne. And then, yeah, we can attack this, and all going to plan, we might nearly get it under the front here tomorrow. Because I think the guys have got everything else under control without me annoying them. So, righto, hope you're enjoying it.
yeah, keep liking and keep subscribing and keep telling your friends. It all helps. Yeah, anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.